Hey everybody, so I decided to do a new reading. It's going to be called What Should You Do based on your zodiac sign. And I did record this video a little earlier, but because I don't normally do zodiac signs, in one reading, I kind of forgot a couple of them. So I wrote them down so that I would remember, okay, and do it in the proper order. Alright, so with that being said, this is just kind of an insight on, based on your sign, what you should do, in this twin flame energy, based on the last reading, any decisions that you're making. Okay, so with that being said, we will start with the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. Okay, and I'm just finishing up shuffling these cards a little bit. Okay, we'll just, okay, so with that, we will pull them from the bottom of the deck. And the first card for Aries is Page of Cups. Now, Page of Cups on here, I know it's a little bit graphic. Oh well. So in this, as you can see, there's somebody that's drinking from a cup and they're kind of hogging it and taking it all. And I mean, that could be your energy, Aries, your selfish side. I mean, we all have a selfish side, but sometimes with the Aries zodiac, sometimes you have this extra selfish side without realizing it, and that's okay. But maybe it's not you in this. Whatever I'm getting, maybe somebody is, hogging it all and keeping it from you. Maybe somebody's thinking about offering you love or, a job, and maybe somebody else in your life also wants it, and maybe they're trying to take it from you, So anything that's being offered, keep that in mind. Take a look at everything, pay attention to what's around you, Aries. And if there's something that you're enjoying that you've, recently received and you're in a relationship, share the wealth, Aries, okay? You don't have to be selfish all the time, I mean, there is a point that selfishness is good, but, share sometimes, okay, Aries? Okay, so we will go on to Taurus now. Taurus, you have the Two of Wands, which is the decision card. 2 is decisions. I'm sorry, still Mercury retrograde. I'm having a hard time talking lately. I apologize. So, as you can see in this, he's kind of sitting there, with a bird. It's almost like they're having a conversation, So maybe right now, you're kind of having a conversation, with yourself, thinking about what you should do and how you should go about it, Maybe that's, something you need to do right now is really, kind of sit down and maybe speak with somebody that you care about. Get some advice, before you, jump into anything, Taurus, okay? So, we will now go on to Gemini. Gemini, we have the Ace of Swords, which is actually, particularly in this deck, a lot of fire energy. So, maybe some of you Geminis have fire in your chart, or you're dealing with another air sign that has fire in their chart, or another air sign, And also the Ace of Swords is about, speaking your truth and living in your truth. And I think Geminis, are, they're the communicators of the zodiacs. Mercury is our ruling planet, my ruling planet. It's about communication. We are the communicators. And so, when making any decisions, okay, with this Ace of Swords, you really need to stand in your truth and speak your truth and say how you feel, because it's kind of like the old saying goes, mouths that don't speak, don't get fed. Not positive that's the exact wording, but you get the gist. You really need to speak up, say how you feel, speak your mind. And with that, we will go on to Cancer. So with Cancer, we have the Three of Pentacles, I believe, yes. I'm sorry, the Six of Pentacles. I apologize. We have the Six of Pentacles, and as you can see, there's somebody, very wise, standing there, offering, things to, individuals that are kind of, kneeling before him. And so, Cancer, it's kind of like, there's something you really want, and it's like you're almost begging for it. And, it's like whoever, you're trying to get this offer from, they're willing to give it to you, but it's like they're not willing to give you much. It's kind of almost like they're offering you like crumbs on a plate. And we don't accept crumbs. We want 100%. It's all or nothing. And, so, during this time, Cancer, keep that in mind. Okay? You don't want to accept anything less than 100%. Unless it's, you're certain that it's everything that you're looking for. Whether it be a job offer, or a relationship, or something with a friendship, or a family member. Anything that's happening in your life, don't, you shouldn't have to beg for it, especially with love. You shouldn't have to beg for love. So, don't do that, okay? So, we will now go on to Leo. So, with Leo, we have the Justice card. The Justice card is the sign of Libra. It's Libra energy, the scales of justice, balance, something going in your favor, maybe. Something to be decided. It could have something to do with something in court, or, anything legal, contracts. I mean, the Justice card here, it's also the number 11 on the bottom, which 11 is the number for twin flame energy, 1111. So, maybe, something, Leo, that, you've wished, a wish you've put out into the universe is finally, happening in your favor. It's finally being decided by the universe. Everything's balancing out for you, So, go for whatever that you feel intuitively is something that could possibly work out in your favor, Because, again, for all signs during this time, there's, multiple options out there for us, not just one, You may be looking for a job, and you could get more than one offer because, let's face it, when we seek, like new employment or a new relationship, I mean, we're shopping around. It's not just employers shopping around. When we interview with, places, we're shopping around. We're in our heads, also interviewing them, finding out what they're all about. So, you want to go with, the one, Leo, that is going to work in your favor. Okay? So, with that being said, we will go on to the sign of Virgo. And with the Virgo, we have Temperance. Temperance is also, about balance. And as you can see, he's kind of standing there, pouring, from one cup to another. It's like finding the right balance, the right, the right amount, to make it perfect is what I'm getting, So it's like you're kind of, in that Two of Pentacles energy, Virgo. You're, seeing everything that's coming to you, and, you're trying to find the right balance. So whatever, it's like that story of I'm trying to think of the story. I'm sorry. The story where the little girl goes to the house with the 3 different beds, and she sleeps in the bed, all 3 beds, and the first 2 don't feel right, but the third one is just right. I apologize, I don't remember the name of that story. If you happen to remember it, you can comment on this video and let me know. I apologize, but that made me think of that story. And, you know, so you need to choose the bed that feels the best. Okay, Virgo? You've got to choose that one. Go with that one. The one that feels the fluffiest and the firmest and has the best pillow. You know, pick that one. Okay? Buy that bed, Virgo. Alright? So, with that being said, we will go to Libra. Okay, so Libra, we have 2 of Cups. Okay, so the 2 of Cups, as you can see here, you know, can be romantic union or a union or 2 people getting together and celebrating, you know, something important and sharing. You know, it's all about collaborating. So maybe, you know, in this sense I'm looking at, you know, it's like, you know, they're both, you know, holding a cup to each other's mouths and they're drinking. It's almost like a ceremonious moment, you know. So something, you know, Libra could be, someone could be offering you something, you know, romantic, you know, and it could be leading to, you know, something that's going to be very ceremonious and it's going to be very important. And it's something that you hold very dear, you know. You're traditional, and this is like, it's some sort of tradition, okay? And so if it's not something, you know, if somebody's offering you something that isn't going to bring you that, what's important to you, then don't go with it. Go, you know, with what's important, you know. It's like, you know, in prior readings, I've, you know, kind of gotten the message of, you know, what we may think is the right path may end up not being. So this is definitely in this situation, Libra, okay, that, you know, if it's not going to end up being something that you want, don't do it, you know. Keep your eyes open, okay, Libra? Okay, so we will now move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, we have the 10 of Swords. With the 10 of Swords, as you can see, it's, you know, a king and is laying on the ground and there's all these swords, you know. It's like he's been stabbed, you know, just not only in the back, but, you know, from the front. And, you know, Scorpio, maybe you're at that point, you know, you've been stabbed so many times, you know. You know, you're like, well, what else could possibly happen? And that's the kind of energy of the 10 of Swords. 10 is completion. 10 is, you know, the worst is over. You know, you're kind of coming out of that. So, you know, basically whatever's coming your way now, you know, from how I feel, just looking at this is, you know, it's time for you to focus on you and rest and make decisions that are going to allow that for yourself, okay? Don't make any decisions that will, you know, not allow that for you, okay? Because that's what you need. You need time to really figure things out, Scorpio, and decide what you really want and what's going to make you happy, okay? You know, don't go for anything that's, you know, going to benefit someone else, you know, or multiple people, you know. Don't try to, you know, go the extra mile to make others happy. Focus on your happiness, okay? Alright, so we will move on to Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, we have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, as you can see, I mean, it's just a knight. He's just kind of like, just coming in, like, dramatically. You know, just very loud. And, you know, it's kind of like the Knight of Swords is blunt communication and very fast and very, bursting through the door and, saying, I'm here and this is what I want and this is how it's going to be. And, and that's what you need to do, Scorpio. And any endeavors, from now until, through spring, you need to be this way. I think this is how you're feeling. And, and that's a good thing, because, like I said, if you don't speak, if you don't open your mouth, it won't get fed, and so you want to be in that, and that's good. So continue to be that way if you already have been. If you haven't, be in this energy. Put yourself there, even if you're not feeling it, step outside of yourself, and jump into the unknown. Go for it. Don't worry about, what could happen. Just, speak your mind, because it will benefit you. Okay, so with that, we will go with Capricorn. The Capricorn, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, the Capricorn, this is you, Earth energy. And, the pages can be, communication. And, maybe some news coming your way. An offer. Maybe a financial offer. Because Pentacles have a lot to do with money and, coins and financial success. And so there could be a lot of that, in your life, Capricorn. Especially, Capricorns are, very work-oriented and can be workaholics at times. And, they're focused on their money and saving it and being stable, So you could be having, a lot of offers of stability coming in, There could be a lot of this, you may, or, this could just be you just kind of, because you see in this picture, it's like he's holding the coin, but he's kind of looking like, kind of wary, like, kind of thinking about it. And, maybe, you've had these offers and you're kind of just, kind of feeling like, well, that sounds good, but, I'm just going to focus on this for now and think about it and come back to it later. And you know what, Capricorn, that's okay. That you can do that, because you're doing okay. And no matter what's meant for us is going to come to us. So, you can, if something's not right to you, go with your gut, okay? So we will now go on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, you have the 10 of Cups, which is, 10 is completion, 10 is, everything that you could want in your life, the life of your dreams. You see this, there's a big rainbow and they're all standing there arm in arm and they're celebrating and they're happy. And I think for a lot of Aquariuses right now, that is, your state of mind. Or that's where you're striving to be. And you're certainly, getting there with this energy. Even if you're not completely there yet in your life, if, there's still things you're working on, you're still in this energy, and this is the frame of mind that you're in. You're like, I have it all. Even if you only have $1 to your name, or or you're not in the ideal situation, you're still in this energy, and that's good, You're manifesting this energy. So go with that. Continue with that, Aquarius. Go with that energy, okay? So we will go to the last zodiac sign of all the zodiacs. We will go to Pisces. Pisces, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Sag, Leo. The Queen of Wands can be all about letting go. And it can also be about, kind of sitting back. You can see she's kind of sitting there and she's got this look on her face. Like she's skeptical. And, I think that during this, Aries season, because, Queen of Wands, fire, you know, you're kind of sitting there, and you're seeing what's coming to you, or what's being offered, or what's being communicated, whatever it is right now, Pisces, and you're kind of skeptical, And if you're feeling skeptical, then go with that, Keep an eye out, use your discernment, as I've been saying over and over again, in these readings, really pay attention and read between the lines, okay? That's really what you need to go with, okay, Pisces? Alright, so that is the end of our reading. I hope you enjoyed this, and if it resonated with any of you, great. Let me know, and you can subscribe to my channel, and you can also subscribe to my Instagram. It is Second Soul Tarot. I do post readings on there as well. Some of them are ones that I don't put on here. Alright, so thank you. I'll see you later.